Hey folks, welcome to Feisty Chess. Okay, we're going to pay particular attention to time this time. I'm not going to fall too far behind on time. Playing Tony Tiger, 2612, 2009. Looks like a young player from Vietnam. Alright, e4, e5. I'm learning the Scotch on Chessable. Let's try the Scotch and see if knight c6 is played. Here we go. Don't know how I feel about the Scotch. I need to try it out. I think I played it once on the channel, and I had a win in that game, for what that's worth. So here we go. We are in the Scotch. Bishop c5 and knight f6 are the main moves. And the move I'm learning is Potter's line. And this is also how the game went. It's a popular line lately. Bishop will come to b6 in most lines. And that's the main move here. I suppose he could come back to e7, but that would look kind of passive. Okay, now knight c3. And in a lot of lines, the plan is to castle queenside here. So the game I played on here, I think I went d6 here, and my opponent went queen e2. And that is the typical plan. Yeah, let's do it. Okay, this is the same side I was playing from black maybe 20 games ago. Okay. Knight f6. Yeah, once black has played d6, knight f6 isn't such a big deal. I think we just go bishop e3, but first we need to play f3, I believe. So after bishop e3, bishop takes, queen takes, knight g4 doesn't harass our queen. f3 will pretty much signal to black that we're castling queenside. So that's one thing. Let's play quickly. f3 or bishop to e3. I don't think knight and g4 is anything to be worried about, actually. So let's just go with bishop g3 immediately. My queen can just slide to d2 or along the third rank. Bishop to g4 I didn't consider. But I think f3 must be strong here. I mean, I wanted to play that move anyway, so this just gives me an extra tempo. The queen protects my e3 bishop. So yeah, f3 it is. If he goes bishop h4, I'll probably just play bishop g4. I'll play g4 immediately. Gain some time on the bishop. Well, there's no hurry with that. Probably I should just castle first. Especially since that opposes my rook with his queen. And it gets my king off this diagonal before I push g4. trying to get my rating over 1850, and that last game dropped me a bunch. My last couple of games have dropped me. Although I've got 2 ratings going on. I got Elite Chess and chess.com. But, okay. G4 met by knight takes e4? No, I think then I have bishop b6. Knight, g4, knight takes g4. The problem is if I retake on g4, then bishop takes. I still win 2 pieces for 1 there. Let's go ahead and do g4. And after that, we might just play g4, g5. H4 seems good. If I can coax black to castle on the queen side, I might be able to get this capture in. Problem is black can take it any time with check on e3. I'm just going to keep building up on the king side. Let's threaten to win that bishop. That gives me a nice hook to hit his knight here. Maybe I'll just play a waiting move. King to b1. It'd be good to get the king off that diagonal. Usually is. I suppose I also got bishop g2. I don't know where that bishop wants to go yet. I'm pretty sure my king wants to go to b1 though. So we will, it's not so much a waiting move, it is an improving move. But now the ball's in his court where to castle. Okay, so we are definitely trading these bishops. He takes with the c pawn. That leaves him quite weak on that d pawn. I'm looking at g5 here, and after takes I've got a bishop check on h3. Maybe it's better just to force his bishop to the corner. Okay, what's our plan of attack against this? We can play knight to b5. Playing knight to d4 looks strong. Planning to get a rook, to get a knight on f5, or yeah, this looks good. Knight to d4. That knight's not really going anywhere else that's useful. And if he takes on d4, we've removed a defender on the king side. Queen side, I mean, where the king lives. Okay. Now we can double up with maybe queen d1 and get a knight to b5 too. Let's do this. This kind of leaves him without much of a plan, I think. Or maybe queen d2, leaving open the possibility of tripling. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, I can chase that rook with my bishop. And if he wants to keep defending d6, he'll need to go back. And then I can triple, and he'll need to play knight to e8 to keep defending that pawn. If he simply pushes, I should be able to just grab with the knight. And now I've got this rook guarding my back rank as well. Okay, things are flowing quite well here, for me anyway. Let's go ahead and triple. Looks very natural. Okay. I think he's going to have to play. Yeah, I can move my bishop. It's just a question of where. I think he's going to have to play knight e8. And then my knight can land on d5. And that's just completely dominating. So I'm going to win, one of these pawns. But that's not even the major point here. My bishop should probably go to e2. E2 or f1. I think I like f1 here. Suppose you can play king to c7. That looks really dicey. The pawn is also pinned. I've got ideas of e5, although the queen guards that square. Okay, he's going to give up that pawn. I don't see a lot of compensation for him. Just take. I've also got g5. No, that gives him bishop h5 at some point. Okay, what's his plan if I take? Why did he go rook c8? Maybe going queen b4? I don't see that working. Let's take. Tempted to sack a piece now on b5. Maybe that becomes more of a possibility after queen to d4. Bishop takes, knight takes, and I can... There's no need to sack a piece. I've got a very dominating position, so... Ooh, what about this now? Kicking that knight away. That knight has no safe space except for e8. And then the piece sacrifice. Well, the knight comes to e8 with tempo, but then I get a rook to d7. That's kind of the point. He does have knight h7. So push, take, knight h7, and then if rook goes here, queen just takes this pawn. Queen d4 though, he can bring his rook here. We can just trade a bunch of stuff off. But I shouldn't be afraid of that. I should not be afraid of trading a bunch of stuff off. Up a pawn. And if we trade all the major pieces, I've got a winning ending. It's an ending though. It's something I'll have to play out, but could also go e5. If he goes rook h to d8, I could go with e5. Well, that seems to open up his bishop in a way I'm not jazzed about. Yeah, bishop takes b5, a takes b5, and then knight takes b5 really hits him on the dark squares. But once you're up a pawn, it's really tempting to just obey this principle of symmetry, right? Like, let's just do even exchanges, and I'll just stay up my pawn. And I've won many a game like that. It's harder to take risks. Alright, here's my chance to sack and take that risk. So bishop takes b5, a takes b5, knight takes b5, and then I'm looking at a7 in a way that's quite threatening. I've also got knight takes and then bishop takes, but I don't see immediate threats from that. I've just got everything I've got coming at him, and there's not much of a way. He can't defend with this bishop. So it's like I'm not even down a piece. He might be able to get this knight into some kind of defense, but not while I've got the d-file so locked down. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's win this the feisty way. I'll never learn, will I? Also strengthens d6, doesn't it? I'm 3 pawns for a piece, so in some sense I'm not down material, but it's difficult to make this kind of sacrifice when... I mean, I'm used to playing gambits where I'm already down material, but when you're up material, making the sacrifice is somehow harder. It's strange. It shouldn't be, because I'm actually down less material after the sacrifice. But the problem is, you get in this mindset and you wanna play it safe. I get in the mindset anyway of just let's simplify down to an ending. But after all, this is called feisty chess. I don't see I don't see a way for him to defend A7 other than this, which just also loses the pier. I mean, it gives me that another pawn, so the material is still imbalanced, but yeah, gives me rook b6 check, king a8, rook a6 check, king b8, and then rook b7 even, rook a7. Or knight a7. Interesting. Here we go. Queen a7 is the threat. And moving that rook doesn't get him out of any trouble either, because I've got the d file cut off. Got that file cut off, so you say if he moves his rook over here, queen a7 check, king can come here, but it's just mate after queen a8. Oh. Well, tempting to take that queen, but this right here is still a mate, so let's do it. Okay, thank you for the game, Tony Tiger. You have great things ahead of you, I think. I've played a lot of kids in tournament chess, and haven't lost any too young yet, but I know that if I played some of them that I played 4 years ago and beat, that they would clobber me today. All right, happy with this game. 2 for 2 with my Scotch game so far, but opponents were a little lower rated. So let's look at this. Let's be quick about this time. It's getting late and I gotta get to bed. So just checking on the book. Let's see the openings. Potter variation. d6, queen e2, knight f6, bishop e3. Let's have to see what the computer says. I would play more on Lichess, but I have a hard time finding games lately. Yeah, bishop e3, f3, they're kind of interchangeable. Yeah, that was an inaccuracy. That really allowed me to shut his bishop out of the game the rest of the game. Okay. Yeah, going queenside is the right move. Castling kingside would have walked into something like g5, and I can force either the h or the g file open. Yeah, after castling, the computer doesn't even like. Okay, it does consider bishop takes b6 as the leading move. He should really trade here for castling. Then at least his pawn structure remains intact. I don't know if that was really the end of it all, but actually that looks even worse by the computer's evaluation. Yeah, white's just got a dominating position. I think of that bishop g4 and then dropping back to h5, allowing me to shut that bishop out, is a big mistake here. I mean, I was at 2-pawn, 3-pawn advantage here, just sliding my king over calmly. Taking that way can't be the right way to go. Yeah. Taking with the a-pawn is better. Keeps more shelter for the king. I'll have a hard time getting to the a file to get any kind of attack going. So knight taking doesn't seem quite right. I guess knight to f5 wasn't much of a threat because he can just jettison this useless bishop by taking it. Maybe, I don't know if knight d4 was the right plan. The other moves here, queen g2, just letting the bishop out. Queen f2, rook h2, getting that rook going along the second rank. Bishop h3, setting up a discovery. And activating the bishop. Those all made sense. But allowing me to double and triple so quickly and easily on this. Yeah, rook d7. It wants to give the rook back, actually. It wants to go... No, it doesn't. Never mind. Rook d to d8. Just put the rook right back on d8. Rook d1. Bishop back. Just giving that up. Yeah. Black is just looking pretty bad here. I was thinking rook to d8. But that's a mistake too. No, the tripling disallows that. You've got to... I mean, that gives away a rook. I didn't even notice that. You know, you don't know the strength of your own pieces sometimes, but that tripling on the file, just you can't put anything back there. And I've got his knight, everything shut down, so that's the move I was worried about, simplifications. Man, really kind of off base in my thoughts here. There was no possibility of this. Rook c6 is what it likes. This is probably as good as anything, though. I'm hoping for queen to d4 to kind of relieve... Queen to e5 to kind of try to trade queens and relieve some of the pressure. But now, fun sacrifice here. Just an overwhelming attack. Mate in 4, in fact. Yeah, and finding the quickest mate. I almost just went for the queen. That would have been mate in just a couple more. King here. Queen comes back here. And we got the same mate 2 moves later. But there's no need to go queen grabbing when you've got a checkmate. So, okay. Did get a win tonight. Makes me happy. Well played game. The computer, I'm sure it would tell me I was never in danger. I think I had a pretty solid advantage that just gradually built throughout the game. And it's always nice to have that kind of a win. So thank you, Tony Tiger, 26/12/2009. I'm guessing he was born on 26th of December 2009. Keep at it, and stay feisty, and that goes for all of you at home too. All right, see you folks.